Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a Lego set and to talk to you about a bunch of stuff, including like anime and the internet, and I guess we could talk about some Pokemons. Um, we could talk about Overwatch, which we are doing a model kit that, well, we're doing a Lego set that is from Overwatch. So I guess we could at some point talk about it too. Ultron's here in the chat. Uh, and Rhode says, "Oh yeah, oh hell yeah, space background." Indeed, this is my new background. I put it in a little while ago. The smoke, the weird puffy smoke thing, I liked, but it wasn't right. This one feels good. It feels kind of like akin to the laser background, which has probably been my favorite. Although I did like the beach one. That was good too. Santina's here. Mr. Bob's here. Yeah, Jam is here. Please throw the Bear Cave emote in the chat if you're currently a subscriber. It means the world to me. Speaking of subscribers, we are going to do our subscriber giveaway in about an hour from now, where one current subscriber will win the Goof Custom. That is a fantastic kit that I'm excited to give away. That was a great kit to build. It's a really beautiful looking master grade, and I'll be happy to mail that out to you, next week, because I don't want to go to the post office tomorrow, so it'll probably be on Monday. Let's be real, y'all. I don't want to go to the post office tomorrow, so we won't do that. But yeah, thanks very much for hanging out. We're gonna get building here, working on Bastion. We're gonna start Bastion. This is an Overwatch figure. So, oh, the lighting got weird there when I do that. Okay. I am adjusting my lighting setup, which theoretically will be better for the green screen, but might actually not be better. And I don't know yet, but I'm going to figure it out. So, if on Saturday it looks different than it looks right now, that's because I went back to the way I was doing it. But I'm trying to keep on my toes for y'all, keep things up. I'm waiting on the new emote. It will come, and then you'll all have the Lego emote there. I'm going to check in. Lashbrook is here. Hi, Lashbrook. Yes, I am going to check in with my designer, Alexandra, and say, like, hi, what's up? I know that she's got a lot on her plate right now, so it may have been a bad time for me to ask her. But then also, hey, everybody out there, when you do freelance stuff, say no if you're busy. Or say, I am very busy right now. What is your deadline? Those are things you can say. Throwing it out there. Well, I guess we could talk job stuff too. I don't really want to, but we can. Because that's happening. Anyway, oh, I should say, so, Bastion. We're building Bastion. We're building the Bastion. This kit, one, is good. Two, I bought this because subscribers voted. I sent an email out to all my current subscribers at the time, was a couple weeks ago, and said, hey, here's some kits I'm looking at buying. It's time for me to buy another kit using money I've gotten out of Twitch. What would you like to see me buy? And they said the Bastion kit. So I bought it, and now we're building it. And then I put up a poll saying, hey, which of these Lego sets, because it's been a while since we did Lego, Bastion's got that tiny burb. Indeed, Bastion does in many instances have a big old little friend bird. Little bird. Yeah, comes a little bird. You can see that there in the bottom corner there. Yeah, got a little bird friend. Rhode says, talk about what makes you feel good, Pat. Yeah, so I do want to get it off my chest. So anyway, so this is because of y'all. So thank you very much, subscribers. And folks that aren't currently a subscriber, hey, I like you too. Don't worry about it. This green is beautiful. It does not, the stream does not do it justice. Clearly, it won't look good this way either. This is a beautiful green. My stream stuff does not do it justice. Wonderful mint, kind of foresty green. Very excited about that. The blue looks rad as well. Very good colors on this. So I tweeted this out because it came in about an hour before the stream started. and I'll talk about it because it's on my mind. So folks may recognize that earlier this week, if you follow me on Twitter, I went to go for an in-person interview for a job. I had applied. They got back to me. They asked some follow-up questions. I replied to those questions. They said, "Hey, why don't you come in?" I said, "Sure." This would have been a social media job for a company that um, basically their social media. I'll never say the company because respectful business relationship in the future. Yada yada yada. Um, this company, their social media was kind of just links to where to buy their product and event notifications here and there. And then their Instagram had like some attempts to do things. Oh, I put this on wrong. Like, not great. Not great at all. Clearly, someone who worked for the company had attempted at some point to be like funny, and it didn't work. And so they were looking for someone to do it. Blah blah blah. I went in, talked about a lot of stuff. Left, went next door or two doors down, bought some model kits because they were right near a store that sells anime stuff, including model kits. So I was like, this is dangerous. Uh, but yeah, just got an email about 8 p.m. Eastern tonight from them. You know, and it's a rejection email, right? Hey, they don't have to do that. They could just never talk to me again. That's what a lot of places do. Even places that have you come in for an interview, sometimes they're just like done. They're like, yeah, okay. Well, not that guy. Sure. Okay. So rejection email. All right, great. Constructive criticism, perhaps. Perhaps they're going to talk to me about why I wasn't right for this or the direction they went. Maybe they're going to be unnecessarily nice and go, hey, we liked you. Somebody else came along and we had to go that way. No hard feelings. We'd love to work with you in the future. You know, you can say that stuff. You could if you wanted to. Or you could say nothing. And they chose to be real condescending and shitty about it. They were like, we're not sure why you applied. We don't know why we brought you in for the interview. Which is like, well, don't tell me that. You sound like an asshole. Just like a bunch of shit. Like, and then the thing that I mentioned on Twitter, we're concerned you worked at the same place for over 10 years. That's a red flag for us. Which is like, I mean, if I did the same entry level position, if I was doing in 2019 when I was laid off the same exact job I was doing in 2004, maybe you could say that if I hadn't advanced. But I did advance within my own company and had multiple jobs and pay increases to reflect that. So it's not like I did the same thing. And even if I did, fuck off with that shit. Yes, Ultron, that is a red flag. Now, like I said, I could benefit of the doubt saying if I hadn't done other things in the company, if I hadn't grown within the company, if I would do the same exact job, and it seemed like I wasn't looking to do more or apply myself, maybe you could say that. Mr. Brown says, laugh out loud, these people sound like they need social media and life skill coach. Yeah, I mean, if that's a red flag, then it's an O for me, closing in 11 years of my company. So, Santini, for me, I don't believe it. Like, I don't have anything wrong with people that are chasing it, right? So, if you worked at 6 companies in 6 years, and you're the one that quits every time, you don't get laid off, you just go from job to job, a better offer comes around, you're never willing to settle. I appreciate that. I understand that. I got no problem with that. But also, if you're just like, everyone likes me, I do good work here, and I'm moving up the ranks at this company, like, I don't think that's a fucking problem. Harold is now hosting the stream. Thank you very much, Harold, for that hosting. Always appreciate it. Also, hey, So that happened, and I was trying to not be a dick about it, but it is affecting me. Harold just cheered me 18 bits. Harold, people should be cheering you. I would like everyone to please, if you are a subscriber, throw the Bear Cave emote in there. If you're not a subscriber, throw any emote you like. Throw your most favorite emote in the chat right now, because today is Harold Price's birthday. H-Bomb and friends here in the chat, Harold is been a longtime supporter of mine and is a wonderful person. Has been doing a lot. Does charity streams all the time. You should be following Harold if you aren't already. Subscribe if you can. Harold, I'm glad you're spending part of your birthday here with me in the Bear Cave with everybody. But yeah, please throw the Bear Cave emote in there to wish Harold a happy birthday. And happy to have you here, Harold. It is that's awesome. That you're here hanging out as we build a bastion. But yeah, I am rarely demoralized these days. I am trying to be to keep an even head about what I'm doing and the work I'm doing, and trying to get, to make things happen and end up with a job. I'm, still looking for full-time employment. But that email was a little demoralizing. A little bit. It was a little bit, right? Like, I'll admit that. As much as I think it was utter and complete and total nonsense. Like, oh, there were typos. And I say that having made a a thing that could have blown up, and so far hasn't, but could have blown up on the internet today. I made a comment about some bullshit out of the mouth of Sandy Hook truther, transphobic professional wrestler, and I had a grammar error in it, and I didn't catch it. So I'm saying that, but like, hey, if you're gonna tell me that I shouldn't have applied for this job and I'm not qualified to do this work, don't have typos, and maybe don't send it at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know. You could have waited till tomorrow. Whatever. It's going to be fine. Like I said, that job I would have spent all my money buying mechs and stuff. So, it's for the best. But it's also it's just annoying. It is a little demoralizing. I would not have enjoyed working there. I'm better off somewhere else. But at the same time, come on. Yes, Mr. Bob, it was for the best, but I just would have preferred to never hear from them. You know what I mean? That's out it. Oh, oops, I'm trying to move the wrong thing. Got to move me. Web. This one. This one's me. Here's me. I'm moving myself a little more in the middle. That's better. Sorry to hear that, Pat. Yeah, Harold, I appreciate that. The hobby store would have run you dry. Yes, it would have been a bad thing to be near that import store. Working out of an office. Especially because their prices weren't great. I mean, their selection was good, and I got two things that I've wanted for a while and don't know if I would have, they weren't even on my wish list, but the Dragon Ball stuff was just so overpriced compared to Amazon, which is also not great pricing for the Dragon Ball stuff. So I was like, okay, I am better off not being at this place. But yeah, I mean, they could have just said nothing. Or, hey, thanks for coming in. It was nice to meet you. I've gotten, you aren't right for this, but we like you so much. We are going in another direction. But we want you to reach out again if something comes up. We're going to contact you for if something comes along that you'd be perfect for. Nothing. Thanks so much for coming in. It's a bunch of stuff. I've heard good and bad, but this is the first. Let me tell you what the fuck. Why are you doing this? So I had a job rejection a while back that I value so much. I hope it becomes one for you. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I got some very good feedback from some people. I did have someone that was like, "Hey, this job, we're gonna go in a different direction." I had a couple people that were like, "When I first came to New York, you tech the first show, comedy show I ever did in New York," or "Hey, I know you from this thing, or I know you from that." Like, there are some people that have reached out and been like really cool about it, uh, and that's been nice. That's been way nicer than you know. Oh, I had to turn it. I was like, why does this look weird? Because I was doing it wrong. Uh, yeah, I've had some really good stuff, and then some people that just, you apply and you just don't hear back. You're like, okay, sure. Hiring, interviewing for jobs is a nightmare. Yeah. Uh, the other side of it is that, like, I totally understand. It's so weird, and you know, even going in for something that I wasn't right for, like this job, I don't think I would have liked. I certainly didn't like the culture of it. Um, but you know, it would have been income. It had health insurance. Also, it was they were offering less than the job. For some reason, they were like, "Oh, actually, we had to reevaluate, and it's less than what our job listing entailed." And I was like, "Well, that doesn't seem good. That seems bad. In fact, uh, that seems like a bad thing." And that's want to talk about red flags. Oh, actually, we have to offer less than we said is not good. They did say that before I even went in for the interview, though. That also, yeah. I mean, honestly, it seemed like uh, they were in a weird transition and probably not going to be a fun company to work for. But also, I need a job, so if I could have gotten paid from them for a while I look for something else, it would have been okay. And now also, as I go in for job interviews, where I would like to start as soon as possible, I also have to say, I would love to start whenever you would have me. Please keep in mind that the last weekend of March I'm going away, Wednesday to Sunday. That is not negotiable. Uh, so that's a weird thing. Oh, Durr says thrown in the Bear Cave Mountain there late. But here, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was like, Durr, also hello. Um, yeah, it all seemed bad, and it's for the best that it didn't work out. But it's also, I still need to get full-time employment. Ooh, I've been wanting to get this Lego set. Yeah, Rich. Hello, Rich. I'm excited to build this. This is the Bastion figure or set, I should say. Um, I have been looking forward to doing this. I do have the Diva Reinhardt, which we'll build after this at some point. My $10 Patreon supporters have a poll. I'm actually going to see where that's looking right now. Um, so hold on one second while I do that. Let me see. I'll get these two pieces here. Um, I put a poll up a couple hours ago. It's only been a couple hours. Let's see if anybody voted. And all right now it's a tie. So I'll wait and see how that goes. But basically, I have a Kamaris Trooper from Iron Blooded Orphans, the 1/100 scale kit, and then Lego Diva and Reinhardt kit. And I'll build both of them. I just haven't decided which one building first because they get to vote on that. That is the best bonus I can offer for my $10 Patreon supporters is they get to vote on the kits I build. In what order? And those were both bought by Board Ming. Thank you, Board Ming, out there. Uh, but it'll be fun to build the other set, and that Diva kit is always great. Reinhardt's fine. He's fine. But I also just wanted to do Lego. We've done a bunch of model kits in a row, and they've been good kits. Don't get me wrong. The Asteroid Red frames are incredible. The Hama Hama is unbelievable. I've been happy to do them, but I also like doing Lego sets. It unlocks a different part of my process and brain. Also, way more forgiving. I had to pick up a few more Lego Movie 2 minifigs today. It was necessary. I totally understand. I don't buy minifigs by myself these days, but I also, when looking at kits, like I have the Lego Hulk smash up thing, the Hulk Buster. Partially comes with Falcon with cool Lego wings, and I was like, kind of want that. That looks very cool. So, or the fact that we have we did the little samurai mech that came with that axe wielding mohawk skeleton minifig. I mean, that skeleton minifig might be the best minifig I've ever had. It's incredible. It's so good. Oh, all right. So here's the piece. I was waiting for this piece to come out so we could talk about it. Folks that have seen me build Pokemon, doesn't this look like a piece from those sets? This piece right here. Ooh, let's see if I can show it to you. I'll just do it separate. This piece reminds me so much of like the not Lego pieces that we've used to build Pokemon and a couple other things. But doesn't this feel like not a Lego piece? Like specifically, just the curve of it, the ovalness of it. It doesn't feel Lego to me. When I was sorting these, knolling as they say, I was like, what? It feels just different. Like, look at it. It's got curves. It's not a rectangle. It's like an oval. Like, it's weird. What's up? Strange. There's a big fancy Hulkbuster set, apparently fancier than the other one. I mean, the one I have is not fancy, but yes, I have seen that. It does look cool. That thing. I've seen that in stud.io, and I had no idea where it's from. Yeah, this piece is so weird looking, because it just doesn't look like a Lego piece. Like I said, it's very strange. So this is 2 out of the 4 bags I've knolled. This is a 600-piece kit. I pre-knolled 2 bags just to make my life easier, and did the sorting thing. You can kind of see. I'll tilt this down a little bit. You can see all that. You can see, my monitor and keyboard too, monitor stand. But yeah, I did the knolling process to separate the colors because it makes my life a lot easier for building. And I had the time to knoll it properly, and then also do things like this where, hey, here's a bunch of all of them together. I can easily find that piece. Just makes my life a lot easier. Oh, I'm going to drink some water here. Hold on a second. All right. If you didn't check out my Twitter today, I started promoting the improvised post-mortem, which is exactly 1 month from tonight. On Thursday, Thursday, March 28th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So normally when I would stream, instead of streaming that Thursday, I will be live on twitch.tv/PAX3, and I will be hosting it from this channel. But yeah, it'll be the improvised post-mortem. I'm very excited to do that because it's a very fun panel. I am expecting to. Oh, cool! Got to snap this together. So this is there's a little thing in there. I'm gonna snap this together to give it some movement. Oops! Want to make sure we're not popping the top off here. So I got to be careful here. Oops! Uh-oh! All right. Oops! Oh no! All right. I was trying to keep this stable, and instead I knocked a piece of the floor, but easy to get. So yeah, improvised postmortem. I'm psyched about. Do you think Alex Navarro would agree to participate in the postmortem? I've never asked him. I don't know if he would be up for it. It is the most like an actual comedy show of anything I've ever done. I think Alex would be great at it. I think Alex's knowledge of video games and particularly his years playing and reviewing bad video games make him very qualified. He's also naturally very funny. I think he would be great at it. But yeah, I've never asked um, him. But if somebody was going to ask him to join their squad, I think he would be fantastic at it. Um, the Yes, no, he's quick. He's really on the ball. That waist joint seems very Gundam-esque. Yeah, it feels it. It's just a rotation thing here, but feels good though. It doesn't make any noise when it rotates, which a lot of times you end up with those like two circle things to do the rotation, and you get like a crank sound, which you also get a little bit. You can't hear that, but you get a little bit with the legs there. All right, so we're moving on there. So light gray. Um, I will say this. Yay, Lego Build, says Canadian Pop Bear. Yes, we are doing the Lego Bastions kit, as you can see there on the left and right. Working on that. We're starting with the waist here. I will say that the colors here sometimes with light gray, like that doesn't look light gray to me at all. But if we're looking at it up top, this piece here is definitely dark gray, and this is supposed to be lighter than that. So therefore it is the light gray, but it does a bad job of making me think that's the right color. So I'm trying to be very careful with that because there also are pieces that are the same, that are both light gray and dark gray in here that are identical. And so I want to make sure I'm not using the wrong piece, because that'll just look bad. So that's what I'm being careful of. Anyway, improvised postmortem. I announced the people doing it so far. We will have more as we get closer to the show, probably, because right now it's 6 individuals. No one's a team yet, so I'm expecting someone to be a team. But my folks are plenty returning this time around. It just happened that way. But I want to make sure I can get them in. So we got Jeff Gerstmann, we've got Ben Pack, we've got Casey Malone, we've got Abby Russell, we've got Dave Lang, and we've got Laser Weber, who you best know as being one half of the Double Clicks. Laser rules under a previous incarnation. They did a 404 panel with me, and were very fun and very sharp on their feet. So I'm excited to have Laser join us. I think they will do a fantastic job. Whoa, they're like, I mean, they told me what pieces I need, but definitely like kind of skipped a step. That's really weird. Huh. Hello, Asmo. I had things like that throw me off a few times when I was building my Lego X-Wing a while ago. Yes, Rich. And you run into the same issue I point out when I build Legos. Yeah. Yeah, It's pretty like Casey was saying. Casey Malone just moved to LA, like just moved, but is coming back to Boston anyway, and was like, hey, I have time off. I'd love to do it. You know, this is the PAX I go to. And I was like, well, yeah, I got to do this. And, like, it just worked out that people that I always wanted to do it were available. And then, yeah, I'm getting a few new. And I'm hoping that they reach out to some people that haven't done it before to guest with them and to team up a little bit. I don't know the Laser, but the rest of the panel sounds like a cross-section of the funniest people I follow on Twitter. Yeah, I mean, I think you'll like it. Laser rules. As I said, Laser is one half of the Double Clicks. And is very funny, and they are super cool, and knowledgeable about games. Yeah, I would have loved. My goal is to eventually get more game designers in there, because I think that folks that work in games and aren't just games journalists would have fun in it with it, but they also like it's safer, right? Like Aaron Trites knew that he was getting into comic books and the comic book store business, so he was able to really fucking lay into his former employer about game design and community stuff, which I'm sure some people would love to do and probably shouldn't. So maybe it's for the best. Um, let's see. Yeah. We were saying about the colors and stuff. Yeah, it's good for me to be like, well, this color. I know what this color is because it's the only piece like it in the set. They're just these two, so I do know where I'm at when it comes to that because I'm looking at it. So I'm not going to screw up that, which is great. All right, moving on there. This is going to be a pretty straightforward build. I'm excited about it, but it is pretty straightforward. Um, there, plenty of good colors. Like I said, that green is really nice. Ooh, we're going to get our first decals on. Just go on this piece here, which we are going to do is the number E, the letter E, 54. Some designations. That on there. Tomorrow I am putting my first video out on the League of Heels Twitter account. It will be the first promo video for our panel at PAX East. If you're going to PAX East, please come to our panel. We got the main stage again. That doesn't make any sense, but it's happening, and we're all gonna do our best. Looks like a good deal of sand green in there. Lots of people seem pretty stoked that sand green is getting made in more brick shapes. Okay, so this green here, this green I think is beautiful. I've been calling it like mint. But yeah, no, I really like it. So, all right, so we have our decals. We are using our sponger to help apply the decals because it just makes my life easier. As always, you do have some room for error with Lego, and I don't care. I care if I fuck it up a lot, like if the eyes are really bad or something like that, and like a model kit. But if it's close, I'm not worried. This could be centered better, but it does the job it needs to do. And also with the decals, when it's the same color for the background, it's very hard to notice if you fucked it up. But yeah, this color is very nice, and I'm happy to build with it. Also, this this tan is really nice too. Taking nothing away from this tan color. What's the blue tool for the stickers called? I need something like that because I'm terrible with stickers. Oh, so Canadian Papa Bear. This is often referred to as a sponger. You will see more tools like this in my sets that I use because it has a wedge and then it also has a tip, although this has been nubbed down some. So this is from an iFixit kit, like an iPhone repair kit or a smartphone repair kit. I think this is from an iFixit kit. It's a little bag. I take one thing out from it. It comes with tweezers and some flexible metal spongers. But yeah, this is generally called a sponger. And the wedge part I use a lot for sticker placement. You can also use the Lego brick separator. The prying end is perfect for applying stickers. You're totally right. You can use the separator piece here as the wedge piece of the separator you can use for applying. I like this just because it feels more like a pencil, like a tool, whereas this is a great. Believe me, this is great. I keep so many of these. When I send out Lego kits to people that have won kits, I keep them. They don't get these. These are essential. But, like I said, this I use this also for applying stickers for model kits. So to me, in my mind, that's the tool for the job, whereas I could use the wedge. But yeah, Canadian Papa Bear, you could always in the fixed use that. But the iFixit tools are like a kit. I think it cost me like $10, and I got 2 of those and some other wedges. I should get one of those. I'm awful with putting stickers on. Yeah, I mean the real good thing for that sponger is when you just fuck up a model kit, because separating those pieces and those joints is delicate work. And when you're like, oh, I put this on upside down, I really need to fix this. Like, getting a little bit of a wedge in there, putting just a little bit of pressure in there that's not using, like, you don't want to use your snipper clips ever for that kind of work, right? You never want to do that. So it can be very helpful. So I would recommend those. Yeah, but also it is very nice for stickers. Just so you're like my big thumb and finger isn't holding a sticker. That's not going to be good. All right, so we got to apply this here. It's a little weird for that pressure. It felt all right. Bastion. This is a good looking kit. And another gray. Oh wait, no, that's already on there. Okay, yeah, so we just do that. And then this kind of like darker brown here. We only have a couple pieces of that on the set. This does have a transformation apparently. I don't know how it works yet. I will figure it out when we figure it out. Oops. Oh yeah. Over the years, I've accumulated all kinds of little pointy tools for pretty much any crafting problem. All of them on my desk all the time, and it's a problem. I understand that. Canadian Papa says, anyways, I'm going to lurk and get some things done. Hope your stream and night is awesome. Thank you very much, Canadian Papa Bear. And thanks everybody who's hanging out here in the chat right now. If you're not a subscriber, you've got about 20 minutes to become one, and you could win a model kit that I built on stream. It's the Goof Custom Master Grade. It's a fantastic kit. That I'm giving away to a current subscriber. So you might want to do that. I do that the last building stream of every month. I do a giveaway. Rhode, you finished the drawing. That's awesome. Yeah, you sent to me, and it was so nice to see. That was a great looking Detective Pikachu. Good work on that. But yeah, I'm gonna at 9 o'clock. I'll be giving away that model kit, which I will mail out. You don't have to do anything. You're just like a nice way to send out something to and thank people for helping me out here on Twitter. Twitter. I was reading the Twitch chat on Twitch. And yes, if you were if you got a gift sub, you could still win. I don't discount. Someone asked me that if you were eligible, if you had been gifted a sub from someone else. So yeah, so you could win a kit even if someone paid for your month subscription. So, because one, to me, that's not a disqualifier. And two, I don't know how. I would have to manually go through, and I'm not 100% sure how to do that. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, Rhode, I think you did a really good job. Oh yeah, you put the link there. I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to put it in the show description, so folks that are watching later on YouTube can also check out your good drawing. Let's do that. I'm just going to vote. I'm voting in my own Patreon poll. Oh, that looks awesome. I'm going to retweet that. Great colors, Rhode. Really good. I have to get a Switch, huh? Hi, Hygarian. Happy to have you. No problem. Thank you, Rhode. You were working on it while we were playing games last night, so it's awesome to... You had to draw while you were drawing, so... Hygarian's here. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get... I gotta get a fucking job so that I can get a Switch, huh? Well, one, I just, I need a job because I'm working a gig. Tomorrow is the first night at my new gig. Twice a week I will be doing, it's like 5 to 10 hours, really, maybe 6 or 7 hours a week. So it's something. It's not a career. It's something. So I'm fine with that, but I'd much prefer to get a full-time job and not do that. Okay, so let's talk about this piece here. This piece, we're going to pull this tab out. There's a screw in the bottom. You can unscrew it and you can replace it. And when you press this down, there's an LED. You can press and hold it, and it lights up. I'm trying not to shine it directly into the camera, so let me try to do like this. But yeah, there's an LED. It's that piece. Yes, it's the light brick. Yeah. And it's got it came with a little tab there, which I'm going to save. in my bag in case you want to put the tab in. If you want to like take it apart and put it so that it doesn't light up, you can. But yeah, you know, screw this. Like literally, there's pages of information because I have to do it in all these languages about batteries. Like Lego is so scared about this that they have pages and pages because it has to be in so many different languages of like, hey, there's a battery. Be cool. Everyone be cool, okay? Please. Please be cool. That's kind of funny. Alright, so we need this. Shiny indeed. I had one of those for some kit. It was so cool. Yeah, this is super cool. I'm into it. It's just very funny how seemingly scared Lego is about this piece existing. Alright, so we go like that. We're going to build this up. Hey guys, electricity is scary. Also, this isn't a metal smarty. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, hey, don't mix batteries. Please use the recommended. Here's the voltage of it. Like, if you need to replace it, here's what you do. Ooh, we're getting to our first clear blue. We got 3 pieces of this lovely clear. Very nice. And block in there. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, because this is pretty see-through as well. What's interesting about this is the brightest point of it is obviously the LED here. But by putting this there, we are now making it so that the light just shines through the one clear piece there, really. I mean, it shines on the side, but it's really diffused it. It's interesting. Metal on the outside, but sweet, sweet chalk on the inside, right? No, Hygarian. Please don't think that. Hi, everybody who's hanging out here in the chat. We got a few new faces in there. Happy to have you. We're doing some model kit building. My notifications seem like a lot. I bet that's about my job thing. Yeah, stuff job. Okay. People are, yes, okay, most of the tweets are like people being like, wait, what? What do you mean? So that's good. How many licks does it take to get to the center of the light brick? Ooh. I love how Lego will put bright red and blue pieces and sets on the inside where you'll never see them because those bricks are probably way cheaper to make. Yeah, Dur. I always wonder about that. Like, okay, so we have this hinge, right? This thing here, we could separate it, right? That piece that's in the middle is bright red. Like, literally, that piece on the inside is bright red, and then on the outside here, there's, like, these things are over blue. And that's just because, yeah, they just have those pieces. So they're like, hey, those are the pieces that get used here. We have a lot of them, so we'll just do that. It's pretty funny. All right. Okay. Put on there. Let's build this out. Do these hanger-ons here. And what was there? Any children out there, ignore chat. Yes. Oh yeah, because we're talking about putting 9 volts. Yeah, don't lick batteries. I mean, you know, I'm not telling you what to do, but I am suggesting. I can't tell if joking anymore. RE batteries. The Wall-E kit, Cold Star. I've never built that Wall-E kit, but that does look really cool. I think my favorite Lego kit we've built on stream is, well, we built the 2016 Ghostbusters Ecto-1, and that was rad. That was rad as hell, and I loved it very much. So that was really cool. And then the Millennium Falcon. Not the biggest Millennium Falcon, the 2011 movie, old Han Solo Millennium Falcon build was pretty much unbelievable. And I felt really lucky to be building that kit. So that might be my favorite that we've done there. Yeah, but I've never done Wall-E Lego. I put together the Great Wall of China architecture set yesterday. and there are still several white, red, and yellow pieces inside. Yep, I'm sure. The Microfighters Millennium Falcon. Yeah, that Millennium Falcon is so cool to look at. Um, that and the U-Wing are on display. I have those. I have that out. The U-Wing out. I have the Lightning Jet, the Ninjago Lightning Jet, because I think that's a really cool kit. Um, yeah, I got a few cool ones that we've done. The Ecto 1, the Millennium Falcon, that was a really nice kit. Yeah, the Ghostbusters Ecto 1. I did that. It has a little motorcycle. That one was a very fun kit. It was one of the first kits we did on stream. It was real good. Oops. Just get point out like that. All right, we're doing that. All right. Working on ahead here. So I've played Overwatch. I'm not super into Overwatch, but I have played Bastion. You know, I stopped playing it years ago. There's been a ton of fighters that came in, or new characters, I should say, that came in that I have no, clear knowledge of. But I do remember Bastion and being the sad, nice robot. I do like Bastion. So when I saw it was one of the Lego sets, I was like, I definitely want to build that someday. And the Diva is cool. I'm glad the Lego made a B-Wing set, and even more glad that I bought one. Hell yeah, der. The X-Wing, the Y-Wing, and the U-Wing are all great kits. Really solid, really fun Lego sets. I haven't done a Star Wars Lego set in a while. We did a lot of them. There was a period there where that's all we were doing, which makes sense. But yeah. All right, so here's the eye that lights up, right? So this was a very bright light. Now I feel like it's okay for me to do this at you a little bit here, because it's not that bad, right? You can see that in both shots. Yeah, it's pretty diffused, so that's good. But that's also very cool looking. I like everything about Overwatch except for the game itself. Love the CG stuff. Yeah, I like that. That Bastion mini movie gets a tear in my eye every time I watch it. Oh, it's very good. You're right. Also, asymmetrical spaceships are the best. I agree with you, Der. Very, very good. Yeah, that makes sense. I totally understand where you're coming from. Overwatch was fun. I'm not really into team stuff. I'm kind of always been a solo player. Or if I do if I am playing something that involves teams, I like to just kind of like go with the flow. Like Apex is a bit of the sweet spot, although I'm having less fun with Apex than I was before. It still is a sweet spot where like I feel like I can contribute, but also kind of do my own thing. I'm much more likely to do that. Oh yeah, so this moves up and down here, which is cool. So we'll just do that. All right, moving on to the next section of this here. We're dark gray. And another clear piece, which is cool. I have the U-Wing, Pose X-Wing, and the TIE Inceptor. Oh, TIE Inceptor is great. Yeah. The Lightning Jet, I kind of kept one because it looks so cool and it's so different. And two, it's so big that I was like, it would not fit well back in the box. Like that kind of is a reason why I keep certain things. Like I'm keeping any Death Scythe I built, right? Always keeping a Death Scythe. I'm keeping my perfect grade Gundam Wing, Wing Gundam. Keeping that, of course, 'cause it's beautiful and wonderful and it's a perfect grade. I'm keeping that, but I do send out a lot of kits over the time, and I try to like get rid of them. But if it doesn't easily fit in the box, I often think about keeping it, which is why I'm more likely to keep Lego sets. Like this box is pretty thin. It'll fit in there, but I might have to take it apart somewhat to get it in there. I'm not 100% sure right now. That is always a consideration. But because of the sheer volume of pieces and the sheets, I've never bought a model kit ever, a Gunpla kit, or Dragon Ball, anything like that that doesn't fit back in the box easily, which makes sense. There have been some shapes I didn't enjoy, some box shapes that would prefer were different, but for the most part, it's been fine. Just from a shipping perspective, sometimes the really flat ones that are long and flat are hard to find the right boxes for. I'm making no progress on my Falcon because busy season at work hasn't ended yet, and my idea of relaxation activities is worry and sleep. Asmo, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that the Build Bear workshop is part of your relaxation and your come down. But I hope you find some time to work on that Falcon. So you got a big kit ahead of you. So I hope that your slow season starts up at some point. I'm going to drink a little more water, folks. And then in a few minutes, we'll figure out which lucky subscriber is winning a model kit. It is the Goof Custom, which is a fantastic, beautiful master grade. I had a pleasure working on that kit. All packed up and ready to be mailed out, which I'll do next week. I'll be happy to send that out to whoever wins. Free of charge, of course, as a thank you. And any subscriber active, $5, $10, or $15 subscriber here on Twitch. If you use your Twitch coin, if someone gifted you a sub, everyone is eligible that is currently a subscriber. So consider renewing. Somebody's just ended today, so it might be time to get back in there. Still one of the best Gundam fights ever with that mech. Indeed. Oh yeah, that fight you're talking about is pretty fantastic. I agree. Goof Custom, yeah, is a short, appearance in the fiction, but is a fantastic kit. Okay. Let's see. All right, so working on the legs next. So now's a great time to take our break because it's involved because we got to work on 2 sets of legs here, which will probably be most of the rest of our kit. So we've got some stickers to put on. It's a whole thing. So let's take a moment and say, first of all, thank you very much for watching. If you're just watching here because you follow me on Twitter or something, or you looked up Lego or whatever, consider giving me a follow and setting your notifications so you know when I'm streaming. That kit's one of my favorite builds you've done, even with no Gundam knowledge. Well, Asmo, that's great to hear. It is a really nice kit. Yeah, consider being a subscriber. I stream Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. So consider checking out another stream. We always love to have people anytime you can come. Saturdays are always really good because that's kind of our light night. So if you're ever around on a Saturday, pop in and see a stream. We're going to do we'll see who is going to win our kit here in just a moment. But I do want to just, while I have y'all here, say that becoming a Twitch subscriber using your Twitch coin, which you get if you link your Amazon Prime account with Twitch and you become a Twitch Prime user, you get free games. You get a few other things here and there, but also for $5 for a thing you're already paying for, if you have Prime, you get a free coin you can use to somebody who would use that, like me, and it acts like just real money. That would be great. Or you could join my Patreon. There are a lot of rewards there. I got to redo the video. I think I'm doing that tomorrow. I'm going to shoot a new video, maybe Saturday. Yeah, Saturday I think I'm going to reshoot a new video for that. But check out my Patreon. I'm not going to get into it here. Tomorrow is the beginning of a brand new month, so that's a good time to get in there. I have an Amazon wish list. My next several kits I'll be building were bought by Board Ming. So consider checking out my Amazon wish list, picking up something off there. It would very much help me out. There's a lot of cool kits on there. Some papercraft stuff that would be interesting to do. Some more Dragon Ball, Lego sets, Gundam sets, a whole bunch of different stuff. Try to have a good variety there. People throwing the Bear Cave emote in there who are subscribers. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And then I have a coffee for just one-time donation if you can't do monthly, but you think it would be nice for me to be able to buy some stuff. All of my kits are bought with money from Twitch and Patreon. YouTube, when I had the one time I got a payout from YouTube, I bought a very expensive 160 scale, no grade wing Gundam that was very much fun to build. That was such a huge, big kit. It was like a high grade, but 160 scale. Complete nonsense. But I bought that the one time because of that YouTube payout. But yeah, any money I make from any of that goes into buying more kits so I can keep streaming. So I appreciate that. I'm about to do that raffle. So if you need to renew your Twitch Prime, because if you use Twitch Prime, you have to renew yourself. It doesn't auto renew. If you're just spending $5 or whatever, it does auto renew. But yeah, if you want to up your subscription, I'm about to get the info from my channel thing. I'm going to download this. It just takes a second to download my subscriber list, and then I use a random number generator. So I grab my subscriber list, open up a random number generator, and we're going to do numbers 2 through 3. Okay. And then if my name my name is listed as a subscriber, so if my name pops up, if my number pops up, don't worry, I won't give it to myself. So let's just check that out. And okay. All right. I'm using Google's random number generator, and all right. The winner is, looking this up, it's Canadian Papa Bear. Canadian Papa Bear wins. I believe Canadian Papa Bear is lurking, maybe not in chat currently, but I will reach out to Canadian Papa Bear about their win. I'm going to write that in chat, so I copy and paste it. But yeah, I believe Canadian Papa Bear is lurking. But yeah, that's a new-ish subscriber. I'm very happy that they won. I will send out a whisper to them, letting them know. And one would assume that means I'm sending this Goof Custom to Canada. So that definitely requires a post office visit because I have to mail it to Canada, I assume. Now, it totally could work. The Canadian Papa Bear is not Canadian. That is an assumption I'm making on my part. But you can understand why I would make that assumption, right? But yeah. Congratulations, Canadian Papa Bear. I'm going to reach out to you once the stream is done to be like, hi, you won this. How do I send this to you? And if for whatever reason, if Canadian Papa Bear is like, I don't want it, don't worry about it, I don't have room in my life for model kits, which I don't think he would say, then I'll do another drawing and reach out to somebody after the stream. But that's where we're at right now. Yeah, Rich, I feel like that's a reasonable assumption. Oh, also, when I talked about like the ways you can support the channel, I sometimes forget to say, bits and cheers are always appreciated. They get me closer to my next payout, which will be in the middle of March. Should be the next one. I've also need Canadians living close to the border who keep a U.S. post office PO box to avoid Canadian post. Asmo, yes, I do have border friends that do that. They live in a town where the border crossing is not superly inconvenient, and it's easier to have a PO box also for like mailing things out and receiving things. I do know that, yeah. So who knows? But we'll reach out to Canadian Papa Bear and let them know that they won that Goof Custom. That Goof Custom is a really fun kit, so I'm happy for Canadian Papa Bear that they won it. It is a really nice display piece. It's got real cool weapons. It's a cool looking kit. Colors are really nice. That was a fun build. I have so many kits. The original idea when I started years ago in way back when, and I changed my mind in December, or no, March 2018, so a year ago, 1 year ago, I changed how I did things and started monthly giving away kits. We've been doing monthly giveaways for a full year, just about. Because originally it was tied to uh, Cool Platypus is now following. Thank you, Cool Platypus. Also, hey, Cool Platypus, you have a very good name. It's great. Cool Platypus. That's fun to say. That's a good username. I'm boring because I just use my name, as you know. But that's because I have a. If I didn't already have a brand, which I don't mind saying, I have a brand. I do. I would have a cool name, but it's just easier to have a thing that people can Google and be like Pat Baer Twitter, and they get my Twitter. Pat Baer Twitch, and they get this. It makes sense, but it's not as cool as if I had some sort of like fun name like Cool Platypus. Anyway, yeah, we've been doing this for a year now of sending stuff out. The original idea was I was tying it to like incentives, like, hey, I hit 15 subscribers, I'm going to send a kit out. I hit 30 subscribers, but then I was like, oh, I have too many model kits, because then I started building twice a week, and now I build 3 times a week, and I'm thinking about other ways to do that. What I might do is at some point, I don't think I ever want to sell off any kits, but I might have a few kits that I put aside for my charity stream as an incentive to that, like, hey, if you give this amount of for it, you're eligible to get me and send a kit, and that way I can like send out a bunch of kits that way. Because I could probably get a sponsor that would help pay for me mailing out kits, that kind of thing. I don't know when I'm doing it, but I am part of a Giant Bomb community, their Extra Life endurance run. I am going to take part in that. I don't know how long I'm going to stream, but I am going to do that. And I'm going to do a little building in it. The idea is that I'm going to do mostly Twitch sings, because I don't think I can build for like hours and hours. I think 2 hours is kind of my limit for building before I start. My state of mind is not great. So, but the idea is I could sing for a bunch of hours, and then like we hit this goal. Now I'm going to build a Lego set, and that way I could take a break, let my voice rest up a little bit, maybe build a kit, and then get back into singing. That's the idea anyway. Is like I'm going to have a bunch of incentives. I'm going to go hard on incentives because I want people to donate money for the kids. So I'm going to try to have a bunch of different cool incentives for that. I'm looking forward to it. It's a ways off. I think it's April, so I've got time. Got to start thinking about it, though, because it'll be cool. But I do want to do some building in it, because I got to give to my roots, because that's what I'm known for, and that's what this stream is about. So I honestly was just like, I can't build for 5 hours. I might be able to build for that long if I was doing just like if I started with Gunpla and then just build Lego. I guess I could switch to Lego and not feel too bad. Asmo asked a question that I don't have a good answer to. If I have any thoughts on the Hearthstone Hall of Fame inductees announced today. Hello, Humbao. Happy to have you here. Welcome. I did not notice that, so now I'm going to look it up. Hall of Fame. Okay. So yeah, I knew that they. Okay, let's see. So we got the Year of the Dragon. I knew that was coming. Oh, it looks like this is going to be pretty big here. Why did I go to IGN's page for information about that? Just going to load a bunch of bullshit. Okay, so... Oh, wow. Yeah, great. Yes. Get rid of these cards. Yes, 100%. Yes. Get rid of Baku and Gen. 100%. Fuck yeah. Yes, it's cards of the team need to be removed from standard, and basically they Hall of Fame them. So cards do they have a rotation of standard and wild, and usually it's sets. But every once in a while they go, you know what? This card would be in for another 6 months and another year. No, we're getting rid of it. So Baku and Gen, that's huge. That's instead of changing them, they're just gonna get rid of them. Uh, Usually the Hall of Fame is like a classic card. Like Azure Drake, cards that were in everyone's deck. Or like Ice Block. They were like Ice Block. Nothing is happening in Mage because of Ice Block. Let's get rid of Ice Block. But that's huge. Okay. Gloomstag. I fine. Eel. Oh, I kind of like Eel. Black Cat. I think Black Cat makes sense. Like, so it makes sense. The cards that were like, if you only have even in your deck or you only have odd in your deck, you really don't need them. But so that way it means that if they're in the Hall of Fame, it means that you can craft them, but it means that you don't get them in packs because like no one's going to be playing Black Cat. So sure. Naturalize is a good card to move in. That takes away a whole play. Doomguard, that's huge. Divine Favor, that's huge. Wow. It means that I'm going to be doing some wild. That's all incredible. 2 meta defining for the synergize with those two really well. Yeah. That's a lot. Now, if you don't care about Hearthstone, this doesn't mean anything to you, but just know that we're talking very big, concrete, huge changes to what's called the meta. But really just like, it's big. These are big, big changes. And Naturalize, wow. That's going to change a lot of decks. For good and bad, but it's a lot. That's a lot. Huge changes. I didn't see that. Yeah. But wow. Yeah. Big changes. They aren't affecting decks I like to play, so that's probably good. Means I don't have to worry about like Mech Druid or Togwaggle Druid is pretty dead now without Naturalize. Yeah, without Naturalize, Togwaggle Druid still exists, but it's harder. You're not milling that way. So it really fundamentally changes how you would do it. Well, that's a lot. They're making some pretty hefty changes there. It's a lot of cards, too, to go in the Hall of Fame. Sometimes they'll just take them out of rotation, but to flat out be like... It also means those cards aren't going to show up in cards that draw cards, that random draw cards. You're not going to see those come in. So it's a lot. Hall of Faming a card is a huge step. Really is going to shake things up when the next expansion comes out. Wow. Yeah, I'm shocked by that. Doomguard. Doomguard is like it's a big deal. That's the end of Q Block. I mean, Death Knight leaving was going to change Q Block anyway, but yeah. Also, outside of Tess makes Valera makes my favorite deck in Hearthstone right now less good, not having Valera leaving. But my other favorite deck is without Rexar is very different. It's going to feel very different without that. I mean, Rexar's in every Hunter deck, probably. It's just such a good card. It's just such a good value. That going away alone was going to really change Hunter as a class. But yeah, a lot of changes there. I don't want to get too much into it. Let's switch gears a little bit because I'm sure other people, like if you care about Hearthstone, people that you like on the internet who talk about Hearthstone are going to talk about it, probably more detail than I can get into here. Um, so I want to bring up anime. So nothing super exciting happened in many of the shows that I watched. The three that I want to talk about tonight. First, My Roommate is a Cat. Cute episode. A lot about the dude, not as much about Haru the cat. So Subaru, we got more about him, but less about the cat, which is, you know, not as good to me. I kind of care more about the cat becoming more of a house pet and finding love than I care about this tortured writer becoming more of a human being and a person and coming out of their shell a bit. Got careless about that. There's some backstory stuff that was interesting and good, but it's fine. That show is heartbreaking. It is. I have often said that it is a show about like growth and change. It comes with a lot of regrets and a lot of sadness attached to it. It's still a beautiful show, and I highly recommend My Roommate is a Cat. I feel that it is very overlooked this season while doing a lot of great work. Let's see. So, I'm gonna put one of these on here. So the silver one, great. So let's see. Black Clover. Again, this was an easy episode. I thought this arc was going to go on a little longer. It looks like it's this kind of like filler thing is done. You got some good backstory of a couple characters I think are pretty cool. You got the hint at our main character Asta understanding his powers a little bit better and evolving a little bit, which seems like it might have some good applications in the future. And I do know that coming up, we're going to meet this dude. There's been a character in this season, this section of Black Clover, not season, but this section of Black Clover, where there's a dude that shows up in like the opening and closing, and you're like, hey, what's up with that guy? Who's this fucking guy? He's apparently showing up. So that's good. That like he's in the closing song. Like he seems to be a big part. Like this is like the introduction of a new big character, and it's just been like taking its sweet ass time doing that. So I'm happy about that. And then, as always, I don't recommend Rise of the Shield Hero. It's not a good show. This one had some character development and was kind of interesting, but for the most part, I'm still not super into the show. We at least acknowledge that a character who, in the last episode, talked about wanting to mate with the main character, acknowledged that despite being a bird creature that can turn into a young-looking lady, is a month old. So that's nice to at least like get a laugh out of that line. Like they were going to abandon the cart, and she's like, "I've grown attached to this cart. I have a lot of good memories with this cart." And it's like, "Yeah, the month that you've existed." And I was like, "Good, yeah, keep referencing that." That show's so fucking weird. It's doing some interesting stuff, but overall, I can't recommend it. And I think those are the three shows I watched this week. Yeah. And then tomorrow or Saturday, my next build stream, I'll talk about Endro, and I'll get caught up on Kaguya-sama and maybe watch Doro, although Doro is just so fucking heavy that I don't know. I don't know if I can take it. I'm just honestly, I'm just fucking waiting for the next Mob Psycho. I'm waiting for Monday. Monday cannot come soon enough. I need to be Monday. I need to talk about Mob Psycho. I need to see the new episode of Mob Psycho. It left on such a fucking, like, this last episode, which was like kind of fun and kind of silly and kind of reset-y-ish, like resetting. Then just had like such a big dramatic end to it that I'm like, Shit, I gotta wait a week? So I gotta get back in that. Okay, so there. This goes like this. This goes like that. I got an email. Oh, great. All right. Okay, we're gonna finish our leg here. Keep working on that. Yeah, so that's the anime I want to talk about. If you've got anything you want to talk about tonight, I'm more than willing to chat with you about whatevs. If there's something on your mind. Like I said, I don't currently have a Switch, but I'm hoping to get one because I would like to play that new Pokemon when it comes out. Because I have not missed a major Pokemon game in my life. I think I've played every major Pokemon release. I haven't played all of the like GameCube ones. I think I did play that. I didn't play all of the Wii ones. Like the console ones. Like I was never super into that. Some of them were okay. Some of the GameCube ones were fine. They were different in ways. I like the Stadium ones are always kind of cool, but that was never like my favorite thing. I really need to finish Moon. Oh yeah, I Sun and Moon I really liked. I know some people didn't love it, but I really thought they were doing some interesting stuff. The islands I thought really changed the flow of the game, and the fact that you like the removal of HMs is such a wonderful quality of life thing that you could like open up your Pokemon to like do what you want to do with them. It was so nice. I may have missed your initial reaction to the new Pokemon thoughts. Hygarian. So here are my thoughts with the new Pokemon. Um, I I'm always interested in the fire type. Fire type is always my starter. So this weird bunny I'm into. Fire bunny. I'm wondering if they're going to make it what kind of other type it's going to be, because we had fire dark and we've had lots of fire fighting seems to be their go-to. But I would be into something that's not that. I might even be into fire psychic again. Fire fairy, that could be interesting. But yeah, the bunny is cool. Now, so some people were like, oh, you gotta go with the lizard. You gotta go with the water lizard. His name is Sobble. He's sad. And to which I say, how are you going to make that sad boy fight? Or sad girl, or sad whatever. How are you going to make that character fight? You're going to make that character fight Pokemon and faint? Make that character take damage? I could never do that. I'm going to catch one of those. I'm going to just hang out with it. Let it follow me around. The anxiety lizard, I'm not going to make that thing battle. Hell no. And then Grass Monkey is just like, I don't know, man. That guy seems that Pokemon seems all right. I'll level that up and see what weirdness I get with that one. But yeah, I think that one's okay. I mean, I always start with fire types. That's my go-to. Is I'm always doing fire type characters, starters anyway. Okay, so we got one leg done. Of course, that's not going to be stable until we do the other leg, but we got one leg in. Let's get some leg going here. Leg day. Start there. Basically, we're going to do pretty much the same thing we just did, only just, different kit. Excited to see the world better. Yeah, I mean, the Sword and Shield is pretty cool. I'm torn between the Grass Monkey and Fire Bunny. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like Fire Bunny seems the way to go. Like I said, I enjoy the fire. Grass Fairy, I think, like grass flying into grass ghost was a really cool thing in the last gen. Also, not always, but almost always, when you have a fire type, its final evolution, if a fire starter is just a big big beef animal, and I'm into that. So if Score Bunny's final evolution is just like, uh, yeah, I don't know, like Torch Rabbit, it's probably the middle one, um, Usagi Burn, or Sagi Blast or whatever, like I'm into it. I am into a giant muscular bunny that just like wrecks fools. Uh, Bunny Blast. Yeah, I've never seriously played a Pokemon game there, but being a grass monkey and giving me the excuse to just play games and sing the Beatles might get me on board. I can see that. I understand where you're coming from on that. Yeah, to me, it's like that seems fun. And sometimes there are plenty of folks out there that do the research about what the game is and what the best starter for that region is going to be, and they let that make a huge part of their decision. I've never been about that. I just dropped a piece that's important for me to find. So I'm going to hit this. You can hear me talk, but I got to put this on for a second because I have to find this piece. It just slid away from me. I don't know where it went, but it slid. So you can still hear me, though, while I try to find this piece that... yikes. I don't know where it went. Well, what I could do is I could borrow against myself in the future and see if there's one in one of the other bags, because then I can find it later and do that. So let me go in here. I'll go back to this. But yeah, I can't find that piece. I saw it drop, and I just don't know where it slid, which is bad. And I know that's bad. That's very bad. So what I'm doing is I'm looking in bags 3 and 4 to see if I can find the same piece so that I can borrow against the future, use it here, and then come back to it and replace it once I find it. Let's see if I can do that. Because this is not a piece that you would just have an extra of, especially in the right color. I might have an extra of it. Color, let's see even that. Let's see. No luck there. I don't want to open this up and dump it when I'm not ready to. Dang. No luck here. Of course, it's not a piece that I have more of in another set. Alright, I'm going to do... Oh, there's a different color. I can just... Yeah, alright. It's not the right piece, but... It's not the right color, but I'm going to borrow from the future. Very food-motivated dog. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff where it fell, and so it skidded, and I don't know where it is. So I have to really move things around, because when I set up my streaming gear, I have to move a lot of equipment. So when I undo this move, it will find it. So I am borrowing a piece from the future. It is the wrong color. Oh no, that's just the wrong shape too. So that is not even going to do what I need to do. So let's see if I can borrow from the future the right piece. No. That is not the right piece. Alright, I can't even... Alright, so I'm just going to have a missing piece. So we're just going to build around it. And we'll do our best. And there's just a missing piece on here. This is not not great, but it is what we're doing. So you can see there's this on one side, and there's nothing on the other. This piece is what was missing. We'll find it. We'll disassemble it. I'll replace it. On Saturday, you won't even notice. My sister dropped a couple of brown bricks on our brown shag rug. That was fun. Yeah, I mean, this is like a light gray piece. Oh, I found it. Hooray. I literally was saying, this is a gray piece, so it will pop on my wood floor. And I just happened to look over, and it was underneath a white light cable. So, hooray. We did it. Go team. My cord, there we go. My cord was all stuck there because of that. All right. Well, folks, that slowed us down a little bit. We're going to keep pressing on. We're talking about Pokemon. I love a good Pokemon game, and I'm excited. I'll have to get a Switch, like I said. I mean, I'm still the fool that plays Pokemon Go. Uh, I gotta get my steps in though, because I didn't leave the house today. So when I'm done streaming, I'm gonna go and get a snack, and then get some steps in, and try to hatch an egg, take a nice long walk, decompress a little bit, so that I've got a tomorrow. I'm working for a couple hours. It's not much, but it is a gig. Uh, it's not not a full time job, but it's something. So I'm doing that tomorrow. So I got to get. Uh, it'll be good. Get me out of the house and doing something. But I want to move around a little bit, clear my head tonight. So I'll do that after the stream. Good. The nice thing about living in New York is there are places open. Like I can go to a deli and get a sandwich tonight at 11:30. No problem. By the time I start uploading all this, reply to a work-related email that came in while I was streaming. Yeah, I'll have time to go do something. Get some food. Alright, it goes there, it goes like that. Right now we're just doing what we did for the other side, it's the identical but for the other leg. I just remembered, says Cold Star, that I have a Lego kit of a VW Bug I forgot about in my closet. Oh, that's rad. Well, I'm glad you remembered that, because that's cool. You could go build that if you wanted to. That option is yours for the taking. That's there. If that's something you want to do. And if it's not something you want to do, you need to leave that in your closet forever. No, don't do that. All right. So this goes on like this. Goes in there. That. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to the Brooklyn Comedy Collective in New York. It is walking distance from my apartment, which is great because I'm not currently getting a monthly Metro card because I'm not going to the city. I'm not using it every day. So the idea that I can just walk to this job from my place is rad. I got 2 shows tomorrow night. Somebody sent me an email about one of them. So I'm going to read that. 11 p.m. Okay, great. Cool. Yeah, so I just got that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. This should be fun. Somebody just sent me an email about it, which I was like, you should have probably contacted me before tonight, but whatever. It's better than contacting me while I am walking to work, which happens all the time in my previous employment. Okay, Humbao says, Pat, I assume I know the answer, but have you ever thought of all the Pokemon? Have you been through all of the Pokemon anime? Also, I love that autocorrect on my phone knows Pokemon. So, I have not. There's some Pokemon shows that I like. I've seen every movie. There were some seasons where I wasn't quite into like the characters like Tracy. I didn't really give a shit about Tracy. Like there have been seasons where I didn't keep up with all of it, but I knew what was going on with the anime. Um, I started when Sun and Moon came out. I started watching those fan subbed for the first time. I'd never watched Pokemon um, subtitled before. And that's a really weird experience. When you only know the anime in dub, and we're getting a little focusing issue here. Let me hold on a second. It's getting real weird there. When you have let's see, let me turn. When you've never, like I said, when you've never watched a show in subtitle and you suddenly start watching it, and people are like using a different Pokemon name for things. Come on, focus. Sorry about this, y'all. It's weird. It's a weird thing. So I've been checking that out like here and there, but I'm behind on it. Um, Also, this is a weird thing to say, but it's true. Um, Pokemon got weird for me when they changed networks and they changed voice actors, and there was a new Ash. Now, I do think this Ash is fantastic, but it's also my friend. My friend Sarah became the voice of Ash, and it's fucking weird as shit. And like, we're not like super close, but like, I know who she is very well. We did a lot of comedy together. And it's fucking weird as hell that, like, she's Ash. It's just really weird. It took a lot for me to, like, get used to that. It's very, very fucking weird. Uh, yeah, it's really strange. Also, for folks, if you want to check out the Sun Moon anime, it's fucking weird because so it's this weird thing where, what? So bad. What's going on? Sorry about this, y'all. It's the overhead shot is very fuzzy. I don't like it. I don't know why. Moving that maybe. Just, I don't know why, but it is. It's very fuzzy. And for some reason, right now, it's really annoying me. So I apologize. Try to focus it a little bit here. No, that's not gonna work. All right. Well, we're just gonna live with it. Sorry. Um, it's really interesting. So it's basically like Ash goes back to school, Pokemon school, to learn, and like it's a lot of the characters from the video game in school with them, and it's like interesting and cool. I like it. I think it's like well done. But they like basically make him very young in it. Like they go to like de-age him basically, but he's still the same Ash, down to the point, and it's always like a different art style. Like you should Google the art style, to the point where like Brock and Misty show up, and you're like, what the fuck? But why is Ash so young looking in this? Like what? Like it's like they were like, we want Ash to be young and like starting over, and he's gonna start with just Pikachu, and that's gonna be the whole thing. And it's like him like catching all the new Pokemon and like learning, because like part of the show, of the game is like this very different environment and all that, and we want to do all that, but we also want all the history of Ash to be true and real and fair, and like be able to play on that. And it's very fucking weird. Yeah, but he's like, just, it's so strange. It's such a strange choice. Um, and they have like a person who's always been scared of Pokemon, learning to love Pokemon. It's really fun, and like a lot of the supporting cast from the anime are in it, and they're cool. And it's like overall, or from the video game, I should say, it's pretty good. It's a good thing, but it is very strange that they have like the best of both worlds. I haven't seen the dub of it. I don't even know if it's out yet. It probably is, and I just don't pay attention to it. But yeah, I was kind of following the sub, Team Skull, and all that. Nurse Joy School Nurse. No. So there's, yeah, so the whole idea of, well, one, they combine Pokemon centers and Pokemarts, which that is one of the best quality of life things in that game. So, but yeah, the whole idea of Sun and Moon is that like, this is like they're just adding a Pokemon League. Like you do trials, and it's just a different vibe. Like the people that learn how to be Pokemon masters there are just kind of different folks. But yeah, they basically are like, you go from island to island and learn skills. It's pretty cool. I was about to say it's very cool, but I don't know if it's very cool, but it's pretty cool. Alright, so applying our sticker. So we got our caution sticker here. And then we got to attach this on like that. And then we add our second leg on. And then we need to... Oops. Alright, we got 2 legs on. But obviously it doesn't stand up like that, so we need to do more work here and finish this up on here. Alright, so we got a little more work to do on these kits. I bought Pokemon Let's Go for Switch, but still haven't really gotten into it. I really need to sometime. Yeah, Rich, I enjoy. I haven't played a lot of it. Like I said, I don't own a Switch right now, but I have tooled around with it a bit because I have friends with the system, so I have played around with it some. I just haven't used it fully, and like I said, it's not mine, so I do want to get a set or a Switch at some point. I got to do it at some point. Okay, there's our separator there. So we're building these 2 at a time. These are going on our legs here. And Bastion's legs here. So we'll do this. But yeah, I would recommend, especially if you have a 2DS or a 3DS. Sun and Moon was really like. There's no better way to say no. It was a game changer. It was like structurally just like really interesting and different, and really threw away some stuff like the fact that like HMs you get at certain points you unlock the ability to do it, but you don't have to put it on a Pokemon. You just call a Pokemon to do the thing. So like a Charizard shows up and you can fly because a Charizard showed up. You don't have a Charizard. You just have like the license to fly basically, and then you can fly, and you don't have to use fly on a Pokemon. So you could totally not have it. It's so incredible. Like I said, having the Pokemon Center also serve as the place where you also serve as the place where you can buy items is helpful as well. It's pretty great. But yeah, there's a lot of quality of life changes in it that I was very pleasantly surprised about. Alright, so we gotta put this on here like this. And then we gotta throw a sticker on it. So we'll finish this and we'll put something there. HMs were the worst. Yeah, I mean, like, especially no more having to have one Pokemon in your team that's just there for a bunch of HMs. Yes, like, you always had, like, that normal Pokemon, and you were like, or the one generation where you needed Surf, which Surf is a great move. Surf is a great move to have. I always, that's the best HM. Surf, Waterfall, and Dive. So there was you'd have to have a Pokemon you pick a water Pokemon, you're just going to put 3 moves in, one of which you'll never use Waterfall in a match. You'll never use Dive in a match. So it was just like a waste of slots. Yeah, Cut. Like, Strength sometimes could be helpful. Rock Smash will be good if you really need to give another Pokemon like a backup move. But like, for the most part, that was worthless. Like, so nice when they were gone. You didn't have to train a Pokemon with a bunch of bullshit. I mean, Fly is helpful, but so much better off without it. Strength. Strength was such a waste of a slot. Yeah, it's really good quality of life stuff. Real changes. Also, the idea that, like, you just have a Pokemon that picks you up and carries you places, which is kind of what's, like, and one that you could just, like, if you want to, like, rush through bad terrain, you just get a cool Pokemon and ride that Pokemon. Like, that's just fun. Piloswine was kind of doing that in an X and Y. There's a part where you just get a Piloswine. But then it's, like, just expanding that. I think it's very fun. Alright, so these go on like this. I'll say right now, this thing doesn't stand up. So I hope that there is something I'm missing about this kit that lets this thing stand up. Because right now it is not. Oops. Oh. Popped off here. All right. Yeah, because it can go like that, but all right, we'll find out. Oh yeah, okay, we got to build the feet, and I guess when the feet are on there, maybe it'll stand up better. I'm just figuring out this set, but yeah, this thing has a little bit of a learning curve to it. Friends of mine once used a Game Genie to give Charmander Surf. That's pretty funny. When I started a new game in Ultra Sun, I turned off the XP share as soon as I got it. It felt like it made the game too easy. Yeah, I mean, there were some easy parts of that game. I'm not going to disagree with you there. There were some of it that felt a little too easy, but it was still a really good game. Around Diamond and Pearl, I once set up our library wireless and destroyed a bootleg Pokemon I made in an editor. Oh. So I, for the first time ever, caught them all in Sun Moon. That's the first time I've ever done that because of the trading system. And yeah, I've gotten a lot of like 100, like level 100 characters that were like, this was made illegally. But all right, I guess like this is not going to pass tournament muster, but if it means that I can complete my collection, sure, I'll take it. But yeah, that was a little shocking to suddenly be getting bootlegged Pokemon. Like, oh no. So we're gonna build a little bit out of the bag here, because I don't want to. We only got 15 minutes left, so I want to play a little bit longer, but I do want to build a little bit more with y'all. So we're just gonna build out of the bag here, and then I will. So that is dark. Okay. So, but yeah, we'll just build a little bit out of bag 3, and then on Saturday I'll have this completely nulled and ready to go. And then I'll also have the other kit in case it finishes early. I'll be able to do whatever won the poll. Start that, which will probably be Diva and Reinhardt. It's going to be my guess. My guess is I'm also, as soon as it's done, going to start building Diva and Reinhardt. The thing with Pokemon moves, you shouldn't have starters and legendaries. Yeah, that can... Look, there's something fun about that. I'm not disagreeing with... I'm not saying it's not fun. But... Yeah, once you can trade into things that just, like, don't make any sense and shouldn't be in the game, I think eventually it is a little weird. It's fun, but it can be... It's, you know, you're playing a different version of Pokemon at that point. Pokemon, here's my badass characters. Tough shit. The kids loved it. Yeah, I'm sure they did, Ultron. Since I'm so indecisive, I usually have a friend help me so I can get 3 of the starters in Pokemon games. Start the game, pick one, trade it to them, restart. I like that, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Like, you certainly do that. So when I played Pokemon Emerald with that randomizer, where it randomized all the Pokemon you got, I started with, like, a level 3 Rayquaza, which very much broke that game and eventually made it less fun to play, which is kind of why I stopped doing it. So I think I would have, if I ever did that again or a different randomizer, I would make it so that it didn't randomize your starter Pokemon, because like I said, like once I got a dragon move, like even if it was a little lower level, like that thing was just leveling up so fast. Rayquaza was just destroying everything because it was a dragon. I don't care if it was like level appropriate. It was still doing dragon moves. All right, so we gotta do there. It was really fun, but I'm gonna bounce a little bit early. Have a good night, Pat. Rhode, have a great night. Thanks for joining me. I'm also gonna bounce in a little bit. Like I said, I want to do a little bit of bag 3 with you here, so I didn't go too early. But I am gonna probably bounce a little earlier than normal. Like I said, I am starting my new gig at the Brooklyn Comedy Collective tomorrow. So I'm going to get ready for that. I need to get music ready because for an entire month I didn't build a music playlist, and I need a new playlist. It's time to get some new jams together. So that's part of my gig tomorrow. I put up that video of the announcing some of the entries into the PAX Rumble. So I got to put that video out, get people hyped about that, and then I also need to make a playlist for my gig. It did the dragon things, and that's unfair. Yes, might end up owning this Lego set. Yes, yes. Ryan's summer playlist is fantastic. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I like. So here's the thing I like doing when I make a playlist. It is a lot of modern music that's out because I want you to discover your new jam, not a classic jam you missed, or remind you of what good music is and be like, oh yeah, that jam's cool. I want you to be like, wait, what the fuck is this? And then I want you to hold up your phone and do the damn thing and Shazam it, and then be like, oh, shit, okay. So that means that, like, the day that Lizzo put out Juice, it was on my new playlist, which I had made only the day before. It was immediately like, well, I need to put Juice on here because it's the song of the summer, and it's fucking January, and Lizzo's just putting out the song of the summer already. So I was like, well, we got to do that because, like, sometimes that happens. But yeah, I like people to be able to find like new cool shit and be like, oh, this band has a new album out. All right, I'm gonna go get that. That kind of thing. That's kind of where I sit on that. All right, so we're still doing 2 of these at once, right? Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of my philosophy when it comes to building out playlists. Is I like people to find new music. I want people to find their new favorite thing, and then it turns out I'm the one that turned them onto it. That's what I like to. Okay. All right. These. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this stream. Thank you very much for watching. On Saturday, I'll have this properly nulled. The next 2 bags. I'll have whatever is the next kit that I'm going to be working on. Whatever that is, that'll be ready to go in case we get to that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you come back on Saturday. I will post to my Patreon tomorrow, and then also I'll put it as my pinned tweet tomorrow, so you can check that out. My schedule. The last 2 Saturdays. Oh, thank you very much, Rich. The last 2 Saturdays of March, I will not be doing a normal stream. The last Saturday of the month, I'll be on a panel that won't be streamed, unfortunately. But I will be on a panel at PAX West the last weekend of March. And the weekend before that, I'm going to stream in the afternoon. It'll be a travel stream. I have to figure that out. I have to wait for it to be March. Then I can email and be like, hey, what hours are available? And I will stream from basically travel because I'll be working that night. So during the day, I'll do a daytime stream. But thanks very much for watching, and have a great rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.